meat of it. So obviously we know a lot of us, it's either January 6th or 7th, so this weekend is Super Saturday or Super Sunday. And so I hopefully that everyone is going to one of them. But then we've also got on the 8th, and I know a lot of people are really confused that the 8th on BOD, that's where all of the materials are going to actually be launched. So if we have any questions from people, you can, at least then you'll know you have access to it on the 8th, which I think is really cool. So then the 14th is when the actual workouts, they say, are going to be launched. So I don't know how it's going.
Yeah, the Sunday midnight for the 15th. Yeah.
Yeah. So that we are ready for the 15th to go. Another really cool thing that I did put on the team calendar was that on the 16th, I don't know why they chose a 16th, but whatever, is when in Canada, all of the vegan flavors get launched. So now Canada has every single flavor of Shakeology that we have available finally. So that's really exciting. I know Pam will be excited about that. So if she's got anybody that's more of like vegan route or prefers that, they're not limited to it. And I'm still kind of really behind on catching up about all the stuff with like the UK. And I eventually will get there, but right now I don't have any coaches in the UK, so I don't have to understand what all these new tax things or blah, blah, blah. That is super exciting for everybody, but one day, I hope.
I know. I told myself, because I was on this kick where I was like, oh, I'll do like an ad for the UK. And I'm like, wait, I haven't even freaking mastered freaking America. There's no way I'm going to another country. So I'm out of that.
I'm not trying. I know one thing I've done that's different that I got from Julie. Sometimes on Instagram, I've noticed that Julie will tag like a different place in the UK. That she's
there?
Yeah. And I think it's kind of smart-ish in just that people in the UK that'll kind of get tagged. So if they're searching people, obviously in their location, which then it'll come across. So it's just another way to kind of just get our arms out there. I don't really do it a lot. Obviously, I don't really like people to know where I am, like geographically anyways. So I don't really put those tags on Instagram, but sometimes I will if I feel like it's a really awesome post. Sometimes, but I have done that like occasionally, and I don't know. Julie, she gets people from all over the world talking to her. I think it's easier too. She knows a couple of languages, but then also the sign language also helps too, because it doesn't matter what country you're in; it's the same. So just throwing that out there, you can see, maybe you never know who's following you, who likes your stuff. It could always be someone already in the UK. They just haven't done anything with it. So that's pretty much just in a nutshell as far as January. Success Club in January, what is it that you're going to get?
The 80-day obsession now.
No, that was last month.
Yeah, that was December. Yeah. So for January, you're getting personal development webcasts with Mel Robbins, the author of 5-Second Rule. They're also best known for like the most popular TEDx talks about how to stop screwing yourself over. So if you haven't watched that, you should. It's on YouTube, I'm sure. So that's what we get is this special webcast. And I'm sure they'll talk about it at Super Saturday or Super Sunday, but now talking about 2019 Success Club trip. I don't know where it is, but we can start earning, and I guess we're earning double dollars towards it. So in our Success Club, we're earning doubling, where they're going to double the trip dollars towards that. So that actually really helps, because then it can be potentially less money that you have to pay to cover for your room. So that's why you kind of want to hit Success Club, and then anytime they say they're going to double or triple those trip dollars, that trip dollars just goes also towards your room. So essentially it can then be, well, the trip isn't free, but all you have to then would be pay for your
taxes, right?
You wouldn't have to pay for your actual room. Like a lot of people, they still have to pay for their room, pay for the flight, or at least a part of their room, like the registration fee stuff. What else is there?
I think cup registration opens
Yes.
in January too.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cup starts in February, and what are they doing?
I don't ever do good on those cups.
It's the end of the month, or no, that's when it closes. When does it start? So the 15th is when it starts as well. 15th it opens to get your team for Team Beachbody Club Cup. And honestly, it's kind of hit or miss. I do pretty good. It just it really just depends on who you're choosing for your cup team. Like if you choose the same people, then yeah, you might not. But if you choose different people, I feel like sometimes too you're not completely comfortable and like, oh, it's okay if I don't, check in or this or that. So if it's new people, you're kind of like, oh, I don't want them to think like, I'm slacking or I don't know what I'm doing or any of that kind of stuff. So you kind of pick up your game a little bit more. Yeah,
I felt like that with the one cup that I did really good. It was because I was on a team with a bunch of people in Fitspire that I didn't know. So I was like, I don't really want to look like a jackass in front of them.
Exactly. Exactly. I've done that. So I'll purposely put myself out there in Fitspire and be like, hey, I need a team. And then it's usually new people. Or if you have like a new kind of working coach or someone who's not sure, then I make a team with them. And then it kind of makes me like, well, I got to look like a good leader or else like they're going to think I don't know shit and not want to actually do the job or not continue on. So those are two kind of ways where you can think about that. Oh, and the other big thing is that Greenberry discontinuation.
Oh.
I know I said that really
I don't
slow
know what I'm going to do.
I swear.
I'm so mad.
I think it's literally just the two of you. I'm kidding. There are more.
Oh, no, I stopped Greenberry a while ago, but I know Annette's, that's her favorite.
Yeah.
I can't even stand the vegan tropical strawberry anymore.
No.
I don't like the cafe. I hate the vanilla. I hate the chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
good
going to do.
news though is that I should have said this better. Is that really right now they're just discontinuing it in Canada. We're still keeping it here in the U.S., but
I better stock up then.
But you just never know. You know what I mean? Like I don't even think they put it out for the UK. So
I don't even mention that as an option if I'm like talking about challenge packs to people. And then the one girl that I had get a mega pack last month, when I had her fill out the form and I got it back and it said Greenberry, I was like, okay, sure. But I just like someone new that hasn't drank it. I'm surprised they would pick that over all the other flavors.
Exactly. I always hate it when people ask me, they're like, what about Greenberry? What does it taste like? I'm like, a bunch of berries. I don't know how to explain it. I mean, first it's off-putting.
I love it. I love it.
For some people, when it's like healthy and they're just starting, it's green. So they're like, oh crap. And then it's a bunch of berries, but I feel like too, some people have an aversion to berries. So that might not be the shake to drink every single day if you're not really like all about fruit. Cause that was me. When I started, I could maybe count the number of times I had fruit like in a month on like one hand. Like it was really bad. So the last thing I want is a shake that tastes like fruit every goddamn day.
I think that's why I like it so much.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really talk about it. I really just focus on, I don't even really bring in cafe latte. I first ask, do they like drinking coffee? Are they a coffee drinker? And if they're not, then I don't even bring that as an option. I literally just stick with chocolate and vanilla. I barely even talk about strawberry. Because if you really want strawberry, then just add some damn strawberries into your shake. Like that to me would be like way better than trying to explain the difference between regular strawberry and tropical strawberry.
I started mixing, we're getting like way off topic, but I started mixing chocolate and cafe latte. So I do half and half. I do like half a scoop and half a scoop. And now that I talk about it in my groups, now it's like other people are like, man, I want to get another bag. I want to get a bag of cafe latte so I can mix it with my chocolate.
That's awesome. Hey, that works. Volume. I love it.
Right.
So that's pretty much it. If you want to know more about like the whole VAT exempt, or that is just the UK's version of tax, you can go for it. There's an FAQ. You will get it sent to you for January, but honestly, I really wouldn't stress about that right now at all. That was my January dates thing. As far as our vision board, I know we kind of always do like a little vision board sharing. I don't want to do that until next week, because clearly, like, I haven't done it. I've been kind of all over the place. So I figure I'll give you guys a good, solid week right before we officially start also, 80-day obsession. I think that'll be a great time to kind of just share our vision boards and just kind of focus what we really want to accomplish. Today, what our talk, I think it will kind of help you really define it a little bit, and not just being kind of like our basic ones that we've been doing the last few years, but really dive deep more about, I would say more in depth about your business, and not just like, oh, I want to hit this rank, or oh, I want to make this X amount of money, but let's talk about just breaking it down more into what that looks like and holding you accountable for real this, like every day, every week, every month. And we talk about that. We set goals all the time like that. But I don't know if we all actually put that on our vision board, so that is like something visual in front of us all year. I went ahead and I listened to Josh Coates' webinar that he had last week, and I took like a crap ton of notes, and I loved it. And I kind of want to use a lot of the way that he, his format for our call on Thursday, for anybody who wants to come on to that one. It doesn't need to be anything about coaching. It can literally just be about life if they're needing help in setting goals for this year. So I'm going to go over it really just briefly, because then I'll go in depth with it on Thursday, because I don't want to take up a ton of your time. But the way that he talks about it is he really focusing on our mindset. And that, of course, you guys know is absolutely key before we do anything, whether it's a fitness thing, whether it's business, whether it's like our personal life, that if we don't have that like proper mindset of actually like believing what we want to do, and if we just completely let our self-limiting beliefs take over, then that's pretty much what we're going to get. So just like anything, if it's a faith-based or if you just believe in the universe, whatever you believe, say to yourself and put out there, you're going to get that back tenfold. So if you really don't believe in what you're saying, if you really don't believe you'll ever, make it, to hit, a $2,000 a week paycheck, then probably you're never going to get there then, if you don't ever believe it. If you don't think that you deserve it, or that, okay, great, last year I missed my mark to hit 2-star, does that mean that I'm not ever going to? No, it just means that I didn't do enough of what I needed to get done in order to hit it. So now this year, scrap everything that I did and really focus on what I should be doing, as opposed to, well, I didn't get this and I didn't hit that and I missed this, so that means that I'm not good at this, or none of that. I'm literally like just washing that away and just going back and be like, okay, what should I have done? What works for me? Not comparing myself to, whoever else that hit 2-star, or somebody that started the same time that I did, or be self-conscious about, the people that have left Fitspire because they're going to go ahead and do ketones. Not stressing about that. Although each person who leaves is still kind of a big shocker to me. And I don't get it at all. So we kind of went over 4 rules as far as setting goals. And I thought these ones were really, they're not like anything brand new, but I think just being the way that he worded it and being very specific in that the first rule is never set goals based on what we did or what we didn't do last year. So it's kind of like what I was saying, that regardless of your failures, you have to tell yourself, I am capable of, and fill in the blank. The second one is starting with the big picture. So not like the end of the year, but really the end in mind. So, for me, it's yes, my big picture is to make a 6-figure income in a year. That's my big picture. I want 6 figures. Because I never, ever thought that would ever be possible to make it in a year, thinking as a teacher, like, yeah, I'll be happy if I can make that like in, I don't know, 5-6 years of teaching. But to make it in 1 year, that's my big picture. So then maybe you have to think about more in terms of where do you want your life to be in 10 years, in 20 years? And then imagine that. Being real creative, like just think outside of the box. Don't think about how silly it is or how people are going to judge you or any of that stuff. Literally just think of that big picture. How does your lifestyle look like? You know, where are you, what vacations are you going to? What does your house look like? What kind of cars are you driving? You know, and it could go far beyond like, I want to quit my 9 to 5. I want to retire, you know, my husband or whatever it is. Like, I literally want you to think of like, what lifestyle do you want to be able to have in that 5, 10, 20 years? Because that's your big picture. That really, in a nutshell, is truly, I think, what you're working for, whether it's just in this business or not, just in life. That's what you're working towards. You're not just working day in, day out to pay the bills and not die today. Like, I would hope you're working for a little bit more than that. The third one is never set goals on what you think you can do, but rather what you want. Because a lot of times if you just do it on what you think you can do, you're going to set yourself below the mark. Because we all want to accomplish it, right? We don't want to fail. We don't want to miss. So we naturally just do it. If we say, oh, you know, well, I think I can hit 1 star. No, you need to be able to, I'm putting myself saying I'm hitting 5 star this year. That scares the crap out of me because I know how much work that takes just to make 1 diamond and how much work that person has to do just to get there, just to keep 12 coaches for 1 coach, let alone now I want to do it 5. So that means that needs a minimum of 60 coaches extra in this organization and hold it for 6 weeks. That's the hardest part, to hold that damn rank for 6 weeks. Multiple people have to do that. So thinking about what you want, not what you think you can reach. So
did you watch Bitspire Empire today? I don't know the guy that was speaking, but he talked about elites and
Doug Moss.
I just watched it on my way home.
Yeah, I watched it too.
I didn't get to. No, I was trying to, and my boys were just being so crazy loud, like I couldn't even think. And I was like, okay, fine, you know what? I will watch this later because you're driving me.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing, and because I watched last January when they went through what it takes to be elite, and like I wrote all this down. I got like super pumped about it, and of course like didn't do shit like all year. And then I watched it now, and like it's totally possible that all 3 of us can hit elite by December.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really amazed. I didn't get it last year. I still didn't get the concept, but something clicked today. I'm like, wow.
He made it super easy. Just hit Success Club, sign coaches, have them hit Success Club every single month, and you'll be elite no matter what. I mean, as long as you're, you know, signing at least 3 to 5 coaches a month, regardless if they do anything, by December, you'll have 5 that will.
Yeah. Well, because I think last year too, Kim was making it was so confusing, like talking about all these elite points and and trying to calculate. And I was like, what? Now I have to figure this out?
He made it very, very simple, like where like the 3 areas that you get your points from, and he made it really simple and clear that like that's totally possible to do.
When I heard that they were
being an emerald,
they were tweaking it a little bit, where as far as the points or something compared to last year, I don't remember. I saw some random.
And he said it's good to get those Shakeology customers now, so they're with you 12 months, not just December and November and December or October. You know, he says get them now. So that's another point I really.
And if I mean, basically, I mean, I'm almost to the point because like the customer volume doesn't matter as greatly anymore. So it can be either customer or coach volume. So I'm almost to the point where it's just like, go out there and just to recruit, just try to get coaches. And when you get coaches, you get Shakeology orders monthly, and you get, you know, people that are, you know, and then get them and then tell them, hey, first thing you want to do is sign your spouse.
Yeah.
And then that's double elite points towards the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so much easier when you start them off as a coach versus a client, and then you're trying to remember before day 30, get them switched over to a coach. Like that's what I'm doing with one right now, and I'm like, just do it. I don't know why you didn't want to do it to begin with, but who's going to? It's just why they need to have that extra headache. Like I don't ever want to have to sign up for something and then have to remember before the trial period is over to either cancel or something. Like I never remember the end of the trial period.
Yeah, and you get charged and then they get mad at you.
Yeah, so I've been pushing this other girl I'm talking to now and just telling her, take advantage of the discount. Like just do it. I even flat out, hey, at any point you can always skip a month. If you're low on funds, you can skip up to 3. Want to cancel? I am cool with that too. Like I'm just right off the bat, like I'm not here to try to like sell you a gimmick. I'm not trying to push you or anything. Like literally, you came to me saying you wanted this. Here it is, and I'm laying it all out on the line.
Right.
And done. And I do. I mean, just by pure. I mean, I tell you guys to like not message people like super fast. But I'm not even doing this on purpose. Like I legit like forgot about her. She asked a question. It was like 2 days later, and I was like, well, shit. And I was like, I am so sorry. That is not how I am. But sometimes I will do it on purpose. Like I will write it in my planner, like respond back to so and so. Because a lot. I mean, it is. If people think and they see that, like, oh man, she just responded right back to me right now. I don't know. To me, I just think how I would be. If someone is responding back to me that quickly, then hey, consistently too, not just one day, but over, because the conversations last, a few days, at least a week or so. If I'm constantly super fast at responding, then it doesn't necessarily seem like I have a lot of people that I'm talking to, right? But I do if I haphazardly forget or wait a few hours or a day. Then I can kind of legitimize my excuse. Hi.
I need you.
Okay, hold on 1 second, okay? Always. Never fails. It just gives that sense of like you are busy, you have a lot of people interested, and it also then alleviates your stress of having to always, be on call for people, You respond back when it's good for you, when you feel like, I got this and I can answer. And that's just how I've started to do it. I know Kim sometimes is like, push and invite, and get all these responses back. But, I have a completely different lifestyle than she does. Just like you guys have a different life, Kristen still has, you both still have, full-time jobs. So I can't expect you guys to be like, yeah, at like 11 o'clock or noon to be like messaging like a bazillion people and responding back to them like this. Just like for me, my day, I am super busy from 9 to like 3. So if you're asking me questions, I'd say they're going to be really short. Or I'm going to say, hey, I'll get back to you when I get home or something, because I can't do it. I'm either shuffling around somebody, dealing with loud, having, tantrums or this or that. So yeah, to be able to go live like I should, or respond back to people, or have the content that I should, it just isn't going to be at the same way or the same rate as somebody else. And I'm learning that, and I'm figuring it out that as far as in order for me to be a leader, I may not be pushing out all of the same stuff like you see Kim do or other coaches do, like on their team page. But that's where I've been utilizing like our group message or just personal text messages. I feel like that to me is a lot more effective in knowing that I'm getting the actual message that I need that specific person to have, versus just posting in the group just these broad things. Or I might be posting something and one person might think that I'm directing it towards them, and I'm not, because I don't need to create that kind of an atmosphere either, where I'm literally just sharing information, sharing tips and tricks and stuff like that, and I don't want anyone to ever feel like I'm pointing a finger at them. But the last rule too was that just creating that immediate urgency in your goal, because then it forces you into action. So I'm going to go ahead on Thursday and I'll kind of break it down as far as taking time for everyone to go through each of those kind of steps. Like, what does your lifestyle actually look like? Like, write it down. What does your house look like? What's the type of vacations you want to take? And then what are the phrases or the things that really get you going, that's going to make you have that urgency and take action? But then also being able to fill in the blank. What is your number one goal for 2018? Out of anything and everything that you want to put on your vision board, that you say that your big picture is, or just your life, for 1 year, what is the number one goal that you would be absolutely happy with? That was the only thing that you accomplished. There's also things like next level goals. So next level goals, kind of like, what are kind of like leadership ladder in that aspect, like once you hit diamond or once you hit 1 star, these are the characteristics that would exhibit a coach like that. So thinking about what are the activities, or what are the characteristics of what you moving to the next level would look like. So an example would be more like, being an elite ranked team, right? Or 5,000 followers on Facebook and Instagram. It's like creating like an emerald, like a team of growing emeralds. Because that's the biggest thing, is once someone hits emerald, that's when they really start to catch that Beachbody bug, that entrepreneur bug. Because then, of course, all of that volume that they're accruing doesn't go to waste.
I want to draw a house.
That's when they start to get their little paycheck. No matter how little it is, it's still money that they didn't have, that they realize that they have been letting go because they didn't hit emerald. Like with Pam, like it kills me to see sometimes Pam's volume, because if she was just emerald again, she could be making a little bit of extra, at least maybe get close to paying for her Shakeology or then, her Energize, whatever it is. But we miss out on that. So then going and talking and breaking those down as far as objectives or tasks. So my number one goal for our team is to create a freemium.
Climbing to the tree.
Okay. I always send all newbies that sample, 5-day meal plan with grocery lists and stuff like that. But I really want to create like an actual Octavian. Can you stop? I'm yelling.
No, you can't do that.
Okay. I'm going to go get you Cheetos. Go, let me finish my sentence. I really want to create a team-wide freemium. Some people, and there are people like on Fiverr that you just give them the content, they can create it and make it look like make it into a really nice like ebook or something, and so I kind of want to think about, as a team, pull it together, maybe some of resources or this or that we have, and create one so that can be something that you can sort of not entice, but offer to people as another option for either our free clean eating group or a coach opportunity, whatever it is, that by joining that they get access to this freemium. So then they're leaving with this extra piece of content that maybe when they do look at it, or they check and they see on their computer, on their phone, they get kind of reminded, like, oh yeah, so and so invited me and I did get this was kind of useful. That can still be another way of keeping us in their minds to then come back or make a decision. What is it? Oh, and my other one was I want to do like I personally do at least a once a year photo shoot, so that I can get a crap ton of pictures, that it's not just like a bunch of selfies or asking like my mom or my friends to like take pictures of me. Like I legit want like a decent set of photos. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of the other top coaches, they do that. They have a one time, they get photo shoots, and they have a bunch of different pictures. Either it's headshots, full body, and then it's easier to then make images, create invites, or this or that. And it just steps it up to just look a little bit more like a leader, a little bit more professional. going through as far as monthly tasks, I'm doing those monthly calendars and showing you guys when we have like our groups, but I'm definitely pushing in more into the monthly coach op groups that Kim is doing as just a whole. I feel like I've gotten a lot better responses when we push everybody into the large organization group and getting to see different people, shapes, sizes, age groups, and then just the content as well. Plus then I can just go ahead and reach out to those that I invited and follow up. And I think that kind of is a little bit easier for everybody, so they don't feel like it's all on their shoulders to have to host their own coach op. What else is another one? I also found, and I don't know how you guys are, I used to be so much about tech and I was all about the Excel files, but I have to say though, this year I kind of just moved away from my Excel file and I've been putting everything in my journal. So not just notes from calls, but I write down everybody that I go ahead and I message in this notebook. And it is so much easier to do that and recall and go through personally than me having to go between this screen and that screen and this screen and that screen on who to message. And it's also pretty cool to be able to just go ahead and go through your year in the journal and see how far you've come, who you've messaged, what notes you're learning, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just also starting to see a lot more coaches moving away from Teamsy and really diving into, why are you yelling? So pull up your underwear. Oh, you put it on wrong. Okay. You too. Honestly. Get your foot out of the whole entire thing.
Right here.
Get out of the whole thing. Unbelievable. Okay. Everybody can hear you and see you. Stop. Leave me alone.
Here.
Stop it. Okay, he's driving me insane. What else? I had a lot of things I wanted to do. Okay, so then really quickly also too, my biggest thing that I am putting out to you guys and what I need to work on, and I need your help to do this as well, just to get our team more cohesive, it's kind of like these 5 areas, and that making sure that we're all consistent with our accountability. I know individually you guys do really great with your own challenge groups. And I don't know about you, it does get kind of, I know for me, it's very overwhelming where I already have my own. I'm a participant in other people's challenge groups, but then I also try to push into Kim's. And then, you know, then I might have like a corporate one that I try to be a part of. So it's really up to you whether you want to just host your own challenge groups and then also invite and push your challengers into the Fitspire one. If you want to just do yours only, you want to do yours and mine. I don't think you need to put them on all 3. I think that's way too much for a new challenger, a new client, even if it's a coach. So just, I still feel that it's important to do a little bit more than just yours, depending on the size. That I like being able to push into the bigger ones.
But it's getting way overwhelming. So 80-day obsession, let's say.
Yes.
I got my challenge group doing it. You got your challenge group that you added my people. Then we got Kim wanting us to add. Then we got the test group.
Yes.
I'm not going to post in every one of them because my focus is on 80 days, my team, and my progress. So I'm going to try to do it on yours, but my main focus is on my challenge group and Autumn's group.
Yeah.
Because Kim's group is way too big. I get lost. I don't want to be a lost person with just another name. But that's how I feel right where I'm at today.
Right, and that's totally fine. And that's why I'm just putting it
I'm
out.
not pushing Kim's group to my everyone that made it into the test group. I'm going to push them to do Kim's group. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
To me, I love her and she's changing, but some days she reverts right back to that harshness, and I have a hard time dealing with it, and I know a couple of my people do too.
Yes.
And I don't think I'm that forceful. Maybe some people will like it, but I'm not even suggesting. That's just where I'm at.
Okay, so I'll just give you one suggestion, in that I don't think that you need to push everybody into Fitspire Empire, because it is hard, and especially at the beginning, for sure, it's overwhelming. You're just trying to get used to getting your eating, drinking your shake, and just posting in one group and not being self-conscious. But I do just want to just put this out there, in that our personal issues or dislikes between Kim needs to be our personal one. So don't stop someone from being a part of it because you clash with her, right? Because you're right. You don't know. Someone else might get her stuff. So there's always just that. I feel like every new group or every new month, I will always try to just put that out there, like, hey, we have this large organization with, our upline or whatnot. If you want to be a part of it, if you want to see what it's like, let me know.
Okay.
You put it out that way, so they don't have to know whether you're part of the group or you're not, or your opinions on it, but just let it be open to that kind of thing, because you don't know. Just like I know sometimes, Margot doesn't click with me in the way that I talk, but then also she reaches out to me because she feels like she's not clicking with some people she's talking to, so she needs somebody else to talk to them. So
Right.
it's just like that. Like we're all still a team, and we don't have to like every single aspect of everyone's decisions and the way they speak. But don't let that stop you from just at least offering it.
Right.
The worst thing is they say no.
I thought the 80-day obsession group was really good.
Yes.
But that was something that her and Tanya did. It was different. I liked it, and
Yeah.
I put everybody in there. But, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, I think as far as like challenge groups, like I'm with Annette, where especially because I have a big picture of like creating my own team, and my challenge groups just work when it's small, when it's like intimate, and when everyone knows each other. I don't ever offer any other challenge groups to my people, because I'm trying to build a culture around my people, not around like Fitspire or anything. I don't ever join Kim's groups just because it's overwhelming to me too. But I'm just going to focus on my personal challenge group, and then on the test group with Autumn.
That's perfect.
And like the girls that you added, they love doing that challenge tracker. I hate it. It's just another step for me. I'm sorry. I hate it. It's not my thing. I don't like it, but I know my girls that jump on yours, they love it.
Yeah.
So I let them, but they know you.
Yeah.
And I just don't want them. I guess I just don't want them to get overwhelmed, because Kim gives you so much overwhelming stuff to do, and maybe it won't be that way, but that's sometimes why I get so overwhelmed in just wanting to post, because her thoughts are running through my brain, and then I gotta quit listening to her. Not because I don't like her, because she just fills your head with so much stuff.
Like, I'll be honest with you, I do not watch every single video that Kim goes live in a day. I can honestly tell you, I probably maybe watch one a day of hers. And she goes live a lot. And I am not just in one. I'm in a freaking millions of groups with her. And I'm like, I think I can't do it. Like, I can't do it. So I don't get upset about it. I just want to let you guys, I'm just bringing it out there. I'm just letting you know, so that if I do invite you into any of my groups, don't feel like you have to. If I'm inviting people from your groups that you're like, hey, you know what, it's too overwhelming, just let me know who they are, and I won't.
I have some small goals in my group, and I went live that I want to do a Zoom call. 80-day obsession starts. Just to build a stronger unity within my group again, because I know I've lost that and I miss it. And but I've really had a rough year, and I'm really trying. I've never lost the drive to want to do it.
Right.
But I got caught up in the shame and the fear and the guilt, and but I'm working on that. So
the other thing I wanted to bring, so I'll keep doing the My Challenge Tracker every single month. So if there's anybody that wants to do it, guys just shoot me up their email. That's totally fine. The two big things I really want to start doing as far as with the team is having more like featured guest speakers. Because I know, I know we still need to have Nicole Veneer, but at the same, when I was having her, she was just getting done with surgery, and it was a pretty crazy time. So I still want to have her on, but if there's anybody that you guys want, or there's any topic, just let me know. Like, I can push out and ask. I do know that I would love to have Preeti on and kind of pick her brain. But if there's anybody else or any other topics, let me know, and I will definitely put that out there and try to schedule it. So at least I'd like to have once a month, like a guest speaker come and take over the call. But the other one too is, I'm not sure how to do, whether it's in a team call, whether it's within the challenge group and have like a scheduled like Zoom call with the challenge groups, but kind of do it like a hot seat or a Q&A, just kind of like, hey, we're all here, and let's just talk. They can have it in the chats. They can raise their hand if they have a question or any of those kinds of things. Just to help them out. It doesn't have to be all nutrition or this or that. It could literally be like, okay, well, I'm in the middle of 80-day obsession and I'm kind of worried, like what should I do next, or what equipment, or like it's all those random questions that we all think we don't want to ask because we think it's stupid.
So that's why I wanted to do the Zoom call in my challenge group, because I know one of my girls struggles in her third week, every program she does.
Okay.
And she never tells us that she's struggling. So in that third week, that Monday, I want to do a call. Let's go. Let's talk this through. You're sore, you're willing to give up, blah, blah, blah. And then I really think it's going to be important, now this is just me, that every week of 80 days is a long time to keep people motivated. We have Autumn to do it for us, but we also as coaches need to take care of our own. And people get quiet and they don't always ask, but if you're in an open forum and it's secure and they feel comfortable, maybe it's going to be, I think, beneficial to them.
Yeah.
I started doing in my groups, I started going live every Sunday. So while I have a boot camp going on, they always know that on 7:30 at night on every Sunday when we start a new week, I'm going live and they can go on and ask questions. Because I feel like my people aren't going to feel comfortable doing a Zoom call. It's just kind of freaks people out if you're not like a coach to be seen. So I go live every single Sunday during all of my groups.
Okay, I'm going to write that.
Yeah, you can. And I don't know if you guys saw when Julie and I teamed up for some of our coach ops, I would go live and then I would invite her. And so then you would see like a split screen of me and her. And we're both.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't even know that. I just saw that recently, and I didn't even know that was possible. I was like, that's freaking awesome. So as soon as I get like working coaches, they can go split screen with me.
Yeah.
And that was an awesome, both of them that are, I seen two of them that I really like.
So that was another thing I wanted to bring up too, whether, you liked the idea of, Julie and I just doing our own coach op, and we but when we do the coach op, we do it like one day, like intense, like from her, it's probably like 3:00 in the morning, our time is when our posts start. And then we go all the way till, 8:00, 9:00 at night. But then we do a little bit of follow-ups the next day. But we're not doing like these like 3-5 day coach op things where it's like every couple hours there's a new post, and it's dragging on. So kind of to you guys, I'm perfectly fine. I like being able to do my own thing. I just felt like it's I don't know. I just always go back and forth whether, I'm trying to just do my own thing and run with it, or also try and push in and look like, you know, I'm a team player, I guess.
I think honestly, the way they have the one at Fitspire set up as to where it's ongoing 3 days, like I kind of like that a lot, especially because I was trying to do my own at one point, and it's like it's way too much, especially like not even having that much of a team. Like I think the Fitspire one works really good.
Yeah, I like the content. That's for sure. The only problem is I wish she would do kind of like a team calendar so we know ahead of time when the dates are. Because,
I don't know when to invite.
Yeah, I don't know when to start pushing, and I can't just start pushing, 3 days before.
Right.
Right.
I don't have that base like she does in 3 days, yeah, I get like 20 people. Like, it takes me like 2.5, 3 weeks to just get like 10 people like yes and put in there. So that was my only thing, is why I kind of liked being able to do my own, because we could set the freaking date.
Right.
I'm in my mindset, I'm okay with doing either way, but it makes sense to me to always do it like the 3rd week of the month. And the only reason why I like doing that is because then I have the whole week, and then after the group is done, I still have another week before the end of the month is for us to keep the conversation going, and then to make the end of the month, as opposed to when I used to do it at the end of the month, I was like, well, I just screwed myself over because the conversation keeps going till the beginning of the month. So great, it helps me for the next month, but that's really not why we do these coach groups. We do the coach groups purposely so that if you're not hitting Success Club, you can start recruiting for that month. It's not to keep you going, to get you set up for the next. Did I say that right? I think I messed it up. It's to keep you going for that. It's to help you secure a Success Club for that month, not get you prepped for the following month. So I like doing it the 3rd week. And I don't like doing on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I hate doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But that's just me. I feel like by Friday, ain't no one looking on that. Like, they're thinking like weekend, what are they gonna do? What plans are they gonna make? They're not like, oh, let's check and see what was posted about this group. So I like doing a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday instead, and kind of going that way, but we kind of just leave it up there. I put it up there. Of course, I used the wrong name because I didn't know she was going to change the name for this year. As far as the Fitspire's coach off group, she changed it to like, I don't know, transform or something. Some weird transform to coach or something like that.
Mommy, I look at the back.
Okay, so I always will automatically put it for the 3rd week. I just don't know specifically when, but I will always just put it there, kind of like a holder. But I figure, worst case, if you just start inviting around the 2nd week, and you just start using the Fitspire Empire's name, then and then it'll be ongoing. It won't really matter so much if you put them in early, and then they haven't started the new round, if that makes sense. If we go that route. What was my last thing I was going to ask you guys? Coach group going live. Now I need to look at my notes again.
I've got one thing that I don't know. In Kim's diamond group that I was in, I found that to be like awesome, with having to share our sheets every day, and then I kind of felt like Annette did with anyways, personal between me and Kim, but I got pushed away from that group, and I feel like I need something this year, like some sort of accountability to where I have to show someone every week or like every 2 weeks, like, what am I doing? What exactly am I doing? But not in an open group like that, to where I can get like feel bad, or like where I have to show someone.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but like I need accountability like that, because that helped me for like 2 months when I was like, holy crap, like I went through and I was like voice messaging people and like stuff that I had never done before. And I liked that. It's just, I don't know what to do this year as far as that. Like I need some sort of personal accountability to someone else, but like I don't have like a success partner or whatever. So I don't know. I need something. Like that.
To me, it's hard to find a success partner that you gel with, because I've had two, and we start off really strong, and then either I disappear or she disappears. So now I'm on my third one, and we talk about it for 2 months now, and we've never got together.
I'm on 4.
You're on 4? Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it is. I feel like you kind of have to have multiple ones in my mind.
I feel like maybe like, I don't know, a small group. Like someone mentioned something that they have like a group of 5, like a success like team or something, and like they have meetings that show up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to figure something like that out, because
why don't we, because honestly, like I can tell you, there are probably, as far as working coaches on this team, like I can rely on. I personally have you two, and then I have Susan. Those are my personally sponsored coaches that are working coaches. That's it. 3. So if we need to, I can make a group and it's just you 3.
I would bring Pam into it.
What?
Pam.
Yeah.
Pam is working hard to get her Emma back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've been helping Megan.
Mm-hmm. I've sent her some stuff too.
But
I think she needs an actual coach basics that will walk her through
step
by step, because she's been a discount coach for
ever
so long.
Yeah.
So she's never really had to apply any of the working aspect of it.
No, now
Christy, you know how she is. Maybe I still have that the coach basics one that you kind of go out self-paced. I still have that one open on mine. So I might ask her and see, like, hey, if you want to do a self-paced one, here's one that we already have created as a team. You're more than welcome to do that. And I'll kind of go and see, and I can check in with her every week, because I can see whether or not she's looked at it or not.
Because I see her hitting emerald soon.
Yeah,
I do.
Definitely. So, Kristen, what do you think about just creating like it's probably going to be like 5 or 6 just within our team of working coaches. We can just create a group and kind of go and kind of do that. Yeah,
and then like check in weekly or something, or even post daily or something.
Use Kim's little sheet. I like that sheet. That sheet made me so accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a part of that group, but I saw Julie was a part of it, and so she was always sharing the sheets, and I liked that sheet. And I have tried so many other ones in the past, and I thought that one was actually really good. So yeah, if one of you can send me that, or when I set up the group, then we can already have that there. And I know Kim's wanting to do kind of like coach of the month and this and that, whatever. So I can kind of do like incentives within our little group of 6, like friendly competition, like who shares their task sheet every single week.
Right.
Just little things like that. And I think that'll help too for us, just us ladies, to get to know each other a little bit better. So then it is not just either on team calls or randomly on the team page, or then once a year when we see each other. We like try to get to know one another in like a, lack of sleep.
Are you going to Summit, Kristen?
Yes. Yeah, my sister's going too, but she's kind of a fallen soldier right now, so I'm hoping 80-Day Obsession will get her back. I mean, just as far as working out, she hasn't worked out. But yes, I'll be there, and my sister will be there again, and then hopefully more. I'm just gonna try to recruit my ass off for
plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because we ended up getting we ended up getting a room, and that's kind of one of my enticing is like, if I get working coaches, I'm gonna be like, we still have 2 more spots for beds in our hotel room between me and my sister. So I'm like, you have a free place to stay. You hit Success Club for the first 3 months, and then you're there with us. We'll even drive up. I don't care.
I know that's my only thing. I've gotta get tickets, and
I know.
ticket is not crazy expensive, but it shouldn't be because we're going in like, I don't know.
I already looked at mine, and mine already are getting up to like $300-400. So it's like an 8-hour drive, and like if I end up getting 2 more coaches to come with me to Summit, I'll drive and have all 4 of us.
Yes. Wow. Yeah, I wish we could drive. Why can't they ever do it past? We do it past the midline of the U.S.
Like Colorado.
West
That's
side.
center.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to write down my notes. So we're gonna have the tracking sheet.
Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Tracking sheet weekly, and I'll just come up with some simple guidelines. I mean, it doesn't have to be, every single day you got to check in and do this long list of what it is you've done.
Right.
Because I hated doing that, because literally that took so much more time to freaking list or talk to text all the things that I did. Because then if I just did a really short one, then somebody else is going to be like the asshole that was going to like show me up and say they sent like 50 messages and talked to this many people and and go into detail. So whatever group, the group that we create, it doesn't need to be an added stress.
Right.
Literally just like a weekly, if you want to put in something, but literally just a weekly checking in of, and to be held accountable of your business activity. That's really what it is in a nutshell. And then I still want to do some, fun, some fun recognition so that you guys know I'm actually paying attention. I'm not, just creating a group and walking away. But yeah, what else is beneficial that you guys feel like you need in a group like that? Not just the weekly check-in or showing of your tracking sheet, but are there do you need more, inviting scripts? Do you need more objections? What's some of the areas that you feel like would help you?
I honestly think, I don't know about everyone else that would be in it, but I stopped watching a lot of stuff because it's just got overwhelming to where I knew what to do. I just had to do it. That's why I need the accountability, is to just show up and be like, look, I did invite, these 5 people. I did do these posts. That's what was good about that sheet, was it was just, you just do a quick check and it's good. I don't know if maybe, sharing, if we do something different. I listened to the National Wake Up Call with Miguel when he did it, and then the video that he did in the Champions page. And the next day I started doing those voice memos, just like he said. I went through my entire friends list and did a hey, quick check-in. And I'm only to M right now, but that's because I can only do it on my lunch break. But I'm still going through that, and I thought that was really good. That's probably created the most conversations I've had from going through all that and people responding. And I don't know, maybe just sharing things like that, what's working for, everyone in the group. If something's working for you, then you can share it in there. But I think as far as scripts and objections and things like that, you pretty much have stuff posted on the team page. I think it'd be good as far as the group to be more of an accountability. Are you doing the vitals? Are you doing what you should be doing to move your business? I feel maybe establishing our goals as an entire group, and then making sure that we're keeping each other accountable to those goals.
Right. And maybe you can switch it up a little bit. Hers, I know that what was one they added? They added something to her sheet, but I don't remember what.
Oh, they added the coach invites, which is what I started doing more than challenge group invites, because I just feel like if I recruit more, that's going to sell more
Right.
challenge packs anyways and get more success points.
Yeah, because in the end, that's really what you're driving at anyways when you're doing your coach or when you're doing your challenge group invites. The end, your question is you're going to ask them, do they want to be a coach and take advantage of the discount? So as opposed to like throwing that at the end, just approach it. This is what I'm really looking for another coach. And
Right.
oh, yeah, you can be a challenger. Here's a great group. Da, da, da. And by the way, do you want to be a coach? They're like, well, what the fuck is a coach?
Can you invite Pam? She wants to be invited.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll post it in the team page of who is interested in that, and I'll give the stipulations, kind of like what Kim does, but obviously in a much more approachable manner, in the fact that, you do need to be an active coach. You need to, if you're going to stay in the group, you do need to weekly share your tracking sheet, and all just the basic guidelines, but I will open it up to everyone, because I don't want to assume that it's just the ones that I see that are visible that are working. Maybe there is somebody who does want to step it up, or maybe they don't really see or understand what the actual behaviors of a working coach are, and they just need that little step up. But we'll be able to see, and then obviously as long as they know those are the criteria, that if we see anybody slacking it, then of course that's why we have the group for accountability. Reach out to them. And, there's no hard feelings, but if they're not doing the work, then I either will remove them, or they'll remove themselves from that group, just because it needs to stay that same kind of atmosphere and momentum of people who have the same kind of goals, who want to work the business. They're not just there just to be a placeholder. So I've written it down. I'll create a group. Pretty much I'll establish kind of just the basic guidelines of what it takes to stay in the group. Everyone needs to share what their goals are, their intentions for why, and what they're working towards, but then also to share and submit like their weekly tracker. So if I can just get a copy of it, I might change it up. I might just keep it the same way. I'll probably do something. And then sharing different business, just approaches or just little things that you've tried differently that worked, whether, you're changing the time of your call to action posts. Instead of doing them in the middle of the day, now you're going to try doing them at night, and hey, I got more people to respond to that. Or, I've told you guys a few times that I no longer do pick play posts for my videos. I'm doing straight up just iMovie and editing them. And I get a lot better response. I see more views, at least, especially with that it has to be under a minute, that I've got to edit my workouts. And it takes a little bit more time, but in the end, I think it's worth it, because then I always will upload that to YouTube. So it is adding more to my content as well. And I think those are pretty much just like the basic, those three things I think will be really keeping it simple for this new accountability group. Don't need to add a ton of crazy things. And everyone just continue doing how you're doing with your challengers, with your challenge groups. And yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, I want us to grow as a team. I don't need everyone to be a part of Fitspire. And for the most part, if you're not, that's okay. It's totally cool. There's a reason why you didn't join with Kim. You joined with me. So I will just always relay any important information. So that's where I'm okay with it. I don't necessarily always get along with Kim. I clash with her a lot of times too. I always remind her that I'm like the pain in the ass stepchild. As far as within her organization, that's the kind of coach I am for her. But I'm always there. I'm always consistent. I'm always active. She never has to worry about it. If I do drop rank, I make sure I get that shit back and within less than 1 pay period. So she doesn't have to worry about that. And just know that I'm here for you guys. You guys are my people. You're my girl. So don't need to worry about what Kim is saying, or if that's affecting you, then just cut her off like you guys have been. And you will be perfectly fine. I know I'm going to start implementing some more of the Diesel Nation trainings. I signed up for it, and I really do like it a lot better. So I don't know if you guys have access to that or if you did that, but I kind of like it better than Christine Dwyer's. Christine Dwyer's was really good, but I don't know. I just need a little, there's like to me it was a little bit more business, and I need a little bit more fire and like getting me going. So just see that in the future that I will be kind of probably implementing some of that. I'll be referencing it. So if you want to be a part of Diesel Nation Academy, I can always let you guys know, and it's super easy. They'll look and they'll see that you're part of Kim's downline, and they'll accept you, and it's not a problem. And it's kind of cool because they send you weekly updates, like they kind of track of like how much you're doing or what you've been doing. At least I like that it's a like a breathing, living, active website, not just here's the content and I mean, Christine Dwyer, her organization is massive, so I don't expect that she's going to be able to check in and know who all these people are. But yeah, that's about all I really wanted to chat with you guys. On Thursday, I'm going to go more in depth about and kind of breaking down your 2018 and how to really, it might actually help you create your vision board a little bit easier, where it'll be an hour and it will give you the time to go through not just your big ideas, but then breaking it down. So kind of like going from, okay, I want like 6-bedroom with, 2 trips to Hawaii or this or that, or, whatever it is. So these are the places that I want to travel. Like I want to travel to South Korea, I want to travel to New Zealand, and then I kind of go through and help you figure out how to break that down business-wise, personal-wise, what it's going to take as far as your objectives, your tasks, your monthly goals, your weekly tasks, and then like your daily push. And then at the end, you're able to come up with your top 3 focuses every single day. So it's kind of like bringing out your vital behaviors, but more so, because sometimes, I mean, our vital behaviors are what we need to do as far as just as a coach. But there are 3 vitals that I know I need to do really to build my business that is aside from the 3 vital behaviors. So if you only focus on those, then you kind of then lose track, like maybe, Facebook ads or going live, or in addition to. So in addition to the 3 vital behaviors, after all of this talking and all of this kind of goal writing down, you'll be able to come with those top 3 daily pushes. And hopefully from there, you'll have a lot better blueprint of what you want, what you expect to have, and then also being able to then verbally, either for yourself or towards me or towards your other teammates, what it is that you want from them or what you need to do for them. It's kind of what I got my take and how I wanted to share that with everybody. So I look forward to that on Thursday. I have no idea how many people are going to be on there. Don't really care. I'm going to record it like I always do, post it on YouTube, and move on. So that's my only last thing actually I wanted to put out there is that if you haven't started doing team calls, I would start to just do them, even if nobody shows up. Like, talk about, I mean, it could be different topics. It could be talking about like whatever it is that was like important to you, like an aha moment you had. And it doesn't need to be an hour. It could literally be 5-10 minutes. Or you could then go, like Kristen goes live every Sunday. Save those every time when you're done with your live video. Save, or it gives you the option to upload, save it to your phone, and upload that thing right to YouTube. And the reason why is that there are still people who still search on YouTube for different topics, Or later on down the road, say you have like a new coach or a new client that has the questions about some of the topics that you talked about, you can refer that video to them. You can copy and paste that, so you don't have to do it all over again. You know what I mean? Like, that's another part of just building your content, and just being a more efficient leader. So you don't have to keep repeating all the same things. So if there's like I'm gonna do an unboxing of the accessories pack, and I'm just gonna videotape it, and then I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. Have a really clever little blurb, and then in the description, I will have my own personal link to my website for Beachbody. So if anybody wants to order 80-Day Obsession, as well as I'll have my little Google form that they can fill out. So it's just kind of those little things to just start building. So don't let any of like your live videos that you thought was really good content, or any just of regular videos of you working out or whatnot, don't just keep those in your camera, or your camera roll on your phone. Upload that shit to YouTube. Like, if anything,
I try to upload
everything to YouTube. All right.
Yeah, I've been doing that too.
Yeah, I would just start doing some little calls, and I think that helps you just be a better leader, because you have to then practice like teaching someone. Even though you're talking to yourself in a camera, you're technically going to be eventually teaching somebody else. So whether it's how to sign up a coach, why you should sign up your husband or your significant other, you know, how to talk to somebody about a challenge group, you know, how to start or create a Facebook group on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? Like, any of those little topics, those can be videos that you can quickly do and then upload it to YouTube. So then when you start creating that larger team and having your own Coach Basics trainings, or people start asking you questions, you just shoot them that video. So I don't know if you guys have already been doing that, but I know that was one thing I did start doing, and it totally helped. It made me a lot more confident in my abilities, and the fact like, oh, I do have a lot of topics that I can talk about that I didn't think I did. And then it sparks your ability to then have more live videos, and it just less work for you to do really in the end, where you can just copy and paste a link and it's somebody hearing you talk. Although I have to redo videos because I hate the way I look from like 2 years ago, because I had no eyebrows.
So, you know, Shelly's on the call. She wants to join the group too. She needs accountability.
Yes.
Hi, Shelly.
Hey, Shelly. I was wondering whose number that was. Yeah, I'll add you, Shelly. That's not a problem. You're part of.
Thanks a lot. I was just listening. I kind of got on a little bit late, and I didn't want to interrupt anybody.
No, that's okay. You can don't chime in, Shelly. Don't be afraid. We're not going to bite you.
Last time I was drinking, and you guys were like, "Oh, y'all be quiet."
Oh no! I will never. If you have something to say, I'm not going to tell you to be quiet. Okay, yeah. I'm going to add Shelly and I'll add Pam. But yeah, that's pretty much it, ladies. I don't want to keep you guys. We're a little over an hour, so I know it's late, getting later for you guys. So thank you. I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, you guys have some fun, nice, pretty vision boards to kind of share. It doesn't have to be like a actual physical one. If you're better at just doing like digital on the computer, that's totally fine too. And I can walk you through how to share it. We can screen share. And then next week too, I want to share with you guys, this was a really cool newsletter that I found of this lady. I found her on Pinterest, and her website is more for people who are copywriters. But she has 16 really awesome phrases to use to get people like to scroll stoppers. So like, instead of saying you should in your wording, you should say like, here's an easier way I found. Right? Because when I hear someone tell me you should, that's someone telling me what to do, right?
Right.
Finger, and immediately when I hear that, I'm kind of like, I don't want to hear. No one has to tell me what to do. I start to like not listen. So if you just switch it up, it's a lot more approachable, and it's less you telling somebody what they're supposed to do or making them feel like they did it wrong or they don't know what they're talking about or they're clueless, you know, like, which is not your intention, but you don't realize that that's how people take those words. I'm going to share with you guys next week the 16 different phrases. I'll screen share it so you guys can see it, but then I'll also go ahead and post it in the team page so you guys can kind of get, can actually look at it too, so you can have it physically. But that's what I want to talk about next week. I think it'll just help a little bit in your wording, and it'd be less, maybe less roundabout talking, or less, you know, just a few less comments or messages that you don't need to have. And if you just started it off in a different way, the approach will be a little better, or you just have a better reaction or response. I know I've caught myself with a couple of these phrases, and I was like, "Ooh, I shouldn't have said it that way." And then I see her, you know, her correction. I'm like, "Oh yeah, that would come off a lot better." Okay, kind of like the "if I can do it, you can too."
Right.
No, no, that doesn't come off good to anybody. So yeah. That's what we'll do next week. So share vision boards, and I will share with you guys kind of like the 16 scroll stopping phrases.
All right.
All righty.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on, and just keep doing what you're doing. And thank you too for sending me the tracking sheet.
Okay.
Appreciate it. All right. So if you guys need me, you know where I'm at. But other than that, just keep doing you, and I love you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.